Cheerio, and welcome into TexAgs Rewind presented by T-Mobile. T-Mobile is a proud sponsor of this TexAgs Rewind, and visit T-Mobile.com/across America to learn more about how you can get value and coverage with T-Mobile. And what a great show we had today. We always bring it with the Go Hour. We banked on it, and I am banking on Devon Achane having a big game. You can listen to a little bit of that. Connor O'Gara talks about Florida. He also disses Texas a little bit. It was good times. We enjoyed that conversation around Aggieland with Richard Zane, our good buddy. And the final countdown, Seth McKinney here in studio. Billy joined us. It was a great time. It is TexAgs Rewind. Is Prairie View going to be able to score in the first half at all?
You know, I don't ever want to say no because you might throw a pass that deflects off a guy's hands and then they get really good field position and kick a field goal.
I'll say this. South Carolina had, 10 yards of total offense entering the fourth quarter? I expect that kind of defensive effort.
I do too.
Yeah, but I'm not banking on it. I'm banking on Achane scoring 3 touchdowns.
Could see that.
And
on 3 carries.
Potentially. And one of those touchdowns for sure will be 40-plus yards. For sure.
Oh, I think there's a 75-yarder just waiting to happen.
I need that to happen. I'm here for it. And he's going to touch the ball more than 12 times.
God, I hope so.
I'm thinking he's touching the ball. I think it may be a little different. Spiller may touch it 18.
Spiller's going to have a big game, by the way.
He should. It's his last game.
And he's also upset. I'm sure, I don't know, but I'm sure he's upset that he was not able to, make the big plays last week.
And I hope the offensive line is just as upset to open up those holes early.
I think so.
Yeah. So, but I'm banking on Achane where he's coming off a game where he was great, but underutilized. I think is a fair way to say it.
I think that absolutely is fair.
Right. And he's gonna carry it 20 plus times or 20 times, and 15 to times, and maybe in the first half, and he's gonna have 3 touchdowns. One of those at least 40 yards.
You think Achane's gonna get 20 carries?
I'm banking on it.
Oh. Wow.
Seems like a lot. I know.
You know who's going to get some carries? L.J. Johnson.
I hope so.
And the other kid, and I'm sorry I can't remember his name, the other kid from Miami.
Amari Daniels.
Yes,
Amari Daniels. Because I knew it wasn't Yule Keith, but
yeah.
I couldn't, yeah.
I like both of those guys a lot. Yeah. Pipeline is pretty good.
2 years ago, A&M was having to move for the bowl game Aniyah Smith to running back because they only had one running back.
Yeah.
Now, A&M has just a stable of stud horse running backs and more on the way.
And Alabama doesn't at the moment. Yeah.
That's awful.
And hey, you know what? We got to go to Tori here in a second, but do you kind of want to see Alabama continue to win now that A&M cannot get into the SEC championship game to make that victory even feel better at the end of the year?
Well, I don't think it's going to feel better to me. It felt so good anyway. But now it's to the point where, I kind of would rather them beat Arkansas because we're jockeying for bowl position.
Yep.
And so, Alabama's already in front of you. So don't let anybody else get in front of you. I don't want anything to throw a monkey wrench, Texas. I don't want anybody to throw a monkey wrench into my Florida bowl plans.
What about Ole Miss, Mississippi State at the end of the year?
Well, it would be best for A&M, I think, if Ole Miss won.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I wouldn't pick Mississippi State, though.
Yeah, that team. That's the game that I talked you out of, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was, okay, I'll go ahead and go with Mississippi State.
And it was looking great for me in the first half.
It was.
Looking great. I was celebrating.
But, Leach's teams have done that so many times.
Yeah, they have.
They did it in a bowl game with Minnesota that was like, I think it was the Alamo Bowl.
Connor, do you think Dan Mullen's going to make it?
No. 52 points to Samford, man. I was there a few weeks ago in Jacksonville and watched that Georgia team in the way that it just took over that football game. And now we hear the leaked audio of what Kirby Smart was saying to that team at halftime when it's 24-0. Dan Mullen, it just is not that guy. He's not. And the more you hear about it from people within the program, the people that I've talked to who have said, look, this has been a slow build. And it's been basically, it dates back to since the Black Lives Matter protests happened and how that team did not respond to what Dan Mullen was trying to, the message that he was trying to preach to them. And there was a divide. And, your eyebrows are kind of raised when an assistant like Brian Johnson, who has been Dan Mullen's right-hand guy, played for him at Utah, when Brian Johnson leaves as the first Black offensive coordinator in Florida football history to go take the quarterback's job with the Philadelphia Eagles after 1 year. You're just kind of like, what? People don't like working for Dan Mullen. And I think that's what it comes down to. I do think that Florida makes a change at season's end, a $12 million buyout. It's affordable. And I think there's enough momentum within that program right now, especially after seeing Samford put up 52 points in the Swamp. I think Mizzou wins this weekend. I think it just is the beginning of the end for Dan Mullen in Gainesville.
So what do we have going on here in beautiful Aggieland?
Okay, I'm going to start with the best thing that happened this week. It was actually yesterday over at the Hildebrand Equine Complex. Number 4, Texas A&M taking down number 2, Auburn, 10-6. Remain undefeated in SEC play. The Aggies have now won 5 straight meets. They are on an absolute tear. They're 6-1 on the year, 3-0 in the SEC. Caitlin Lovingfoss was named the most outstanding performer in fences. Taylor Mason earned most outstanding performer honors in reining. And Mackenzie Chapman now 6-0 on the season in horsemanship. They're off for a couple weeks. The fall slate's over. They'll be back on January the 9th when they host Baylor right here in Aggieland. Moving on, football's got their final home game of the year tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. kickoff against Prairie View A&M at Kyle Field. I want to remind you that this game will not be televised on cable. To watch, you're going to need to have the SEC Network Plus, which is available to you if you log in with your cable provider credentials, log in, all of that.
Is that also on ESPN
It's
Plus?
also on ESPN Plus, which is a paid subscription service. So that's how you're going to have to tune in to watch the Aggies play the Panthers tomorrow. This week, Michael Clemens, Aaron Hansford, and Leon O'Neal Jr. picked up invites to the Reese's Senior Bowl. That'll take place beginning February the 5th in Mobile, Alabama. Also on Thursday, Isaiah Spiller named a semifinalist for the 2021 Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award, so congrats to Isaiah. On the hardwood, Texas A&M men's basketball defeated Houston Baptist 73-39 on Wednesday afternoon. A 22-0 run to open the second half, David.
Yeah, I told Logan this, and I don't mean it to be like, it wasn't a close game at the half, but it was a game at the half.
They were up 14 points at the half, right? And then
they were comfortable.
It was over.
Done.
The first 9 minutes of the half, 22-0. It was incredible. Aaron Cash finished with a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds. Tyrese Radford and Quentin Jackson, 13 points each. The Aggies will travel to Las Vegas to play in the Maui Invitational, which is not in Maui.
It's in Vegas.
It begins on Monday. They'll face Wisconsin 1 o'clock Central Time on ESPN2. On the women's side of things, they're also 4-0. The number 24 Aggies defeated DePaul on Monday, 95-75. Jordan Nixon, 25 points. Kayla Wills, 21 points. 12 Aggies saw the court in that one. And then on Thursday, Gary Blair hosted his former team, Stephen F. Austin, at Reed Arena. The Aggies won that one 82-75. Kayla Wells, 24 points in that one. Gadasha Hoppy had 16. Destiny Pitts had 15. And Gary Blair also hosted a ton of his former SFA Lady Jacks players at Reed Arena. And there was actually a pretty good picture of him on Texas A&M women's basketball Twitter account this week.
Oh, there.
I've got it right here for you. Like it is vintage Gary Blair.
Oh, look at that.
I've included it in the story for everybody to check out. It was pretty sick. Of course, he was the head coach in Nacogdoches from 85 to 93.
That's right.
Moving on, to wrap up women's basketball, they're playing in Paradise Jam this week in the U.S. Virgin Islands. They'll face Pitt, South Dakota, and Northwestern beginning Thursday, Thanksgiving Day game. How about that? Men's golf, Sam Bennett receiving an exemption to the Dubai Desert Classic. That'll be played in January 27th through the 30th at the Emirates Golf Club. Swimming and diving is competing in the Art Adamson Invitational. That'll wrap up today. Prelims begin 9:30 this morning. The finals will begin at 5:30 this evening. All of it can be found on SEC Network Plus, so you can stream that. On Wednesday night, volleyball got swept by Arkansas at home. Morgan Christian had a team-high 14 kills. The Aggies will look to get back in the win column on Sunday afternoon. They'll face LSU in Baton Rouge, 1 o'clock first serve, streaming on the SEC Network Plus. And also in the news this week, Texas A&M softball finalized their full schedule. They'll begin their season on February the 11th. They'll host Western Kentucky, A&M Corpus Christi, and UT Arlington in the Aggie Classic at Davis Diamond. David,
look at this. We had a full segment to roll, man.
I don't really know. I didn't know what to do with so much time.
It was weird.
I know.
All right, that'll do it for TexAgs Rewind presented by T-Mobile. Do us a favor, like it, comment it. What else you can do? You can share it. You can do all the good stuff. Help the algorithm out. Thank you so much for watching.